Aussie Gooner is on next having his say. What are you saying, my friend?
Mate, it's an interesting time, isn't it? Man United and Arsenal, Shambhala show, eh? Both of us trying to go for the same player, both of us needing players in. I mean, both teams at the moment in some sort of rebuild phase. I think United more so. But one thing I wanted to get across for United fans is it looks like for me it's a bit of a swing. I don't see Erik ten Hag going in for players that are going to expect top dollar. I think what he's trying to build is some sort of balance. Don't get me wrong, I know he's going to be going for decent players, but I think the problem that Man United have had in the past is big wages, big names, big ego, and bullshit performances, right?
Mm-hmm.
And not fit to wear the shirt. I think your current manager is looking and saying, if you're a good player, you're coming in and we'll chit-chat about how you're going to play and how you're going to start. And I think he's just saying, look, I like him, but not for that money. I like him for that, not for that money. Just like the Darwin Núñez situation. I like him, but not for that money. And I think he's a smart businessman, to be perfectly honest. There's no point wasting money on a name that might do a job or might ruffle feathers within the squad. It's about building a team. You know what I mean?
I agree. Look, there's a comment here that says, then why is he going for...
because, can I jump in?
I actually, what I will say is this: he's not going to spend 90 million. The maximum we would spend, if we paid Barca's asking price, it's about 70 million. So, like, this is my point. People are adding 20 millions on to try and inflate the amount we're spending. If we paid the maximum, it would be 70. We're probably going to get him for about 60. So you're talking 30 million. You're probably adding on to the price there to make it sound bad. It's crazy.
Look, there's no English tax on De Jong, right? Plain and simple. There ain't no English tax on De Jong. And to be honest, I agree with that. 62 to 63 million is what you're going to be paying. And the reason why you're going to be going for a player like that, because if you get a player like De Jong, just like you were saying earlier, this takes the pressure off Maguire, takes the pressure off Luke Shaw, a kind of guy that can carry the ball between the defenders, through the midfield and forward. The ball carrier that you've always wanted, and also defensive-minded. So why wouldn't you go for De Jong? Right now, you still got some clout. Right now, United have still got some attraction as being Manchester United. They haven't been irrelevant for that long. So now you need to, making a signing like De Jong isn't a signing like Pogba. It's a signing for a player who gets on the pitch, does the business, and he's going to perform his duties. And to be perfectly honest, defensively, right, you guys were woeful. Absolutely woeful. But with De Jong in the mix, Maguire hasn't got the pressure on him. Varane's going to look better. And if you're stuck with Luke Shaw, right, it's going to be a lot more solid. It's all about fluidity. If the ball gets stuck between the defense and the midfield and you allow the other teams to hold their shape, you guys aren't going to have a chance in fucking hell next season. And that's why De Jong comes in. And that's why if I was a Man United fan, I'd want De Jong. But it doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to go for star-studded players afterwards.
Yeah, and I think what you pulled on was very, very true. It's a mixture. Now, again, 65 million plus add-ons were turned out. Yeah, again, you're confusing euros and pounds. It was 65 million euros, which is 55 million pounds. We're speaking in pounds. If you're speaking euros, again, 90 million is above what Barca have set. So, my guy, you are adding money on. United have offered 55 million plus add-ons. It's probably going to be somewhere in the region around the mid-60s. But yeah, you're right. This is the thing. It is about balance. And we need some star-studded players. We need... What people are ignoring about the Frenkie de Jong thing is that he wants to build the whole system through him, how Fergie did with Michael Carrick. And Michael Carrick was very much the unsung hero of that period of Man United's history from sort of 06 through to like sort of 2013. He was such a key component in how we played football. And he wasn't a destroyer. He wasn't an enforcer, but he read the game. And that's where De Jong is. That's what De Jong is seen as by Erik ten Hag. And interestingly, he hasn't been used in that role at Barca. And he himself has said that how I play it with the Netherlands and Ajax was very different to how they used me at Barcelona. And he's kind of alluded to the fact he wants to go back to that. It's one of the selling points. Like I said earlier, who's more attractive, Man United or Arsenal? Money will play a part. History plays a part. But it will be around what you're promised. If Arsenal was saying you're backup, and Man United are saying, we see you as a starter, I just think Man United will get him. If it's the other way around, then we're saying, listen, you're going to be behind Maguire and Varane, but your manager's saying legitimately, you're going to switch roles a little bit, but you're going to be one of my main stars, he'll pick Arsenal. I don't understand the conflict in that. Does that make sense? I think that, yes, money will play a part, but both of us are going to pay decent money. Man United might pay a little bit more because we earn more money as a club. In terms of going for him, who do you think will win the battle, though, my friend? Who do you reckon is going to come out on top in this one?
For Are we talking about Martinez? Or are we talking? Who are we talking about? De Jong?
No, Lisandro Martinez.
Okay. Martinez, to be honest, I hate to say it, as much as I want to see him at Arsenal, I honestly see him at Man United, mainly because I think he'll be starting. I think he's going to be sitting on that left-hand side, and I think he's going to be starting, and I think he's going to be like, you know what? Frankie's going to be beside me. I've got Erik in the background. I'm going to be starting the lineup left back for for Manchester United. There's not going to be much competition with Luke Shaw. I think it'd be stupid for him to come to Arsenal to sit on the bench. Plain and simple. Because we all know that Tierney's going to go ahead of him. And why would he want to come to Arsenal and sit on the bench? He might as well go to Man United. Maybe make less money or more money and start. Because he's doing bits over Shaw. It's a no-brainer. You want to play or you want to sit? You know what I mean?
I think Man United have gotten. I think that's where Man United advantage is. I really, really do. And but if Arsenal are offering a first team place, where I am concerned is that you are obviously further along in your kind of in your. I mean, I look at it this way: if you get all the players in this summer that you want. The rebuild's complete. It's now go and deliver. And that's what I find really interesting about Arsenal's situation, because I was watching Aguna streaming. I was watching Jess stream the other day. And there were people in her comment section that were like, "Oh, I'm really scared because of this window, though." And she's like, "What do you mean?" And they said, "Well,
window just open."
What they said is that if we sign all these players, they were like, "I'm scared because it means there's going to be expectations on us to perform." And Jesse's face was like, exactly. It's almost like, I honestly think there's some fans of all our clubs, it's just an Arsenal thing, who kind of enjoy not being good enough because you're not expected to do anything. And for me, that's weird. That is so weird.
Dude, we are Arsenal fans, not Spurs. Do you understand? We did have glory once upon a time. I know what it is to win the Premier League, you know what I mean? An FA Cup and all that. So there is levels in this, and there's aspirations in winning trophies. Now, if we'd won nothing, right, then of course you're not going to have any expectations but to compete. But since we've won some bits and pieces, most Arsenal fans are going to have expectations. And to be perfectly honest, it's all about putting pressure on players. If you're expected to perform, you're going to bloody perform. If you ain't got no excuses like, oh, well, we can finish fourth or make Champions League and whoop-de-doo for me, then of course you'll get to fourth and you'll kick back. But if you're pressed and pushed to perform in every single game like it means your life, hence the Wenger days, hence the Fergie days, then those players will push and play and win those big honors. There's levels in this when it comes to being a fan and becoming and when it comes to clubs. And to be perfectly honest, I think Man United, yes, they're in a build. I know Arsenal are further ahead, but I think I do believe that there's going to be a massive change at Man United in regards to not spending silly money, but spending smart money. Now, there's a difference between spending lots of money and spending smart money, right? And Liverpool have done that. And Fergie, let's be honest, used to do that. Mate, Fergie didn't burn money.
I couldn't agree more. My guy, quoting what I said on Twitter, saying Man United are preparing a second official bid for Frenkie de Jong, 70 million rising to 80. I'm sorry to do this, my friend, but listen, the conversion rate is here. 70 million euros comes in at 60 million pounds, okay? If we then pay the add-ons, if we do the add-ons, it comes in at 68 million. So, I mean, my friend, I don't understand your point. You're quite literally agreeing with me but disagreeing. Like, it will be, I honestly think Man United in the end, in our entirety, will end up paying between 60 and 65 million-ish for him. By the way, those add-ons will fluctuate as exchange rate change. It will be under 70. I don't understand what this guy's point is. It's like, this is the issue that Man United have. We spend a lot of money. Like someone's Sancho's on 350 a week. And it's like, no, he isn't. Sancho's total salary per week, if he's starting games, scoring goals, and we're winning with bonuses, will inflate to about 350, but his base is lower than that. No, it's not. Trust me when I say I know. And I've seen this with so many Man United players. There was a time where they tried to push a narrative that Zlatan Ibrahimovic was earning 450 grand a week at Man United. And this was in the newspapers. And he banked with my bank. So we knew what he was earning. But there's a misconception. What sometimes happens is documents can be leaked. So bank statements sometimes get leaked. Not from the bank, I will add. Like, people go through bins and all sorts or find things.
Oh, shit. Okay.
But what essentially happens is this. Footballers get paid monthly, not weekly. But people are stupid. So they'll see like a statement where they'll see a player's salary. Like, oh my God, look how much it is. And then they equate it as a weekly salary, but no, that's the monthly amount. So if you think about whatever they thought he was earning, you divide it by 4.
Mm.
So the base
And
was
if
around.
there's any bonuses involved, in other words, if he scored them goals, he made them
Yeah,
appearances,
yeah,
blah
yeah.
blah blah, we're not going to count that. We're not going to take that into consideration. Of course not. Why would we? Come on now. Like, look,
Yeah.
end of the day, Frenkie de Jong, and I'm going to say it as an Arsenal fan, I rate this guy, and I'm jealous you guys are going to get him. Right? I rate this guy, and I've rated him for years. To be perfectly honest, 66, 67 million pound bargain. Now, let me tell you another thing about Man United. They're holding their cards close to their chest. Explain this to me, right? Let's do business, right? What would be the point of me going out there saying I've got 250 million pounds to spend? Frankie de Jong now is worth 90 million. True or not? I'm not going to go out and tell you what I've got, what kind of cards I'm holding. I'm going to say I've got no money. I'm only spending a bit.
Bro,
How do I know you guys aren't going to go and spend 150 million pound this frigging transfer window? I don't know this. No one does.
bro, do you know what's funny, right? The
Come
only
on,
thing
man.
about Richard Arnold coming out and speaking on Saturday that annoyed me was that he
Right.
kind of revealed a hand a little bit that we've got money. And that's why I don't think he might have thought it was going to be recorded, but he maybe thought, oh, but these are United fans. They're not going to be silly enough to leak that part, because why would you want to tell the world what we've got? I've loved the banter from rivals going, you're broke, you got no money. I'm like, do you think Man United are broke? Like, it's stupidity. It really, really is. He's back again. He says, Terry, did I say pounds? No. You left the denomination sign out to make it
We
look
presume
higher.
that.
Yes. Well, I think we presumed it because you implied it. We get what you're doing, bro. It was a nice attempt. You tried. You've taken a big L today. Like, I bet your bum is stinging, brother. You got to go big L today, G.
Is he a Man United fan? I'm not a Man United fan. Obviously, Arsenal look behind me. But either way, do you give a shit if it's 67 or 68 million pound? Who gives a fuck what you get him for, right? As long as he's sitting in the midfield in front of Maguire. You know what I'm saying? Do you know what I'm saying?
Well, maybe not in front of Maguire, but I get you.
Yeah, well, you're not. Let's be honest. You're not going to get rid of the magic man, Superman. Come on now. Come on. We got to have some laughs over next season. I need him in there so I can smile.
Mate,
Okay.
do you know what's funny about Maguire or players like him?
There's a lot of things funny about.
Yeah, there is. There's loads about Maguire. I hear you, G. Do you know what? There are going to be some players though at Man United who cook under this new manager, because it typically happens. I mean, I tweeted last night watching a picture of Sancho train. I put it out there for a little bit of wind up, really. But I just said Sancho, Donny, Bruno, and Rashford, I honestly believe will do bits under Erik ten Hag. And I did it because I knew I was waiting for, we see you slip Rashford in there. I'm like, I think some of these guys will. My dad is a Spurs fan. There's no dog in the fight. He's like Maguire. He's like, Maguire's going to do really well under Ten Hag. And it wouldn't surprise me. Would I be shocked in a year going, oh, look how good Maguire was again? Because there is a player in there. When he plays for England, in a not a really good system that I enjoy watching, but generally speaking, up until this Nations League, we've been fair for the past 3 or 4 years. He's looked pretty good. But yeah, listen, it's going to be an interesting one to see how it kind of transpires. And the window just feels like it's really starting to pick up pace and cook now. And yeah, I'm just excited about it, if I'm being absolutely honest. And, Arsenal are doing bits. United are doing well. United will do well in this market. I think Chelsea will start now that Lukaku's on his way out, because they have to. I just can't imagine Chelsea not doing anything at all. It's going to be a crazy one, mate. But listen, I appreciate you coming on, my